Thank you, Mr. Clancy, for coming in today. There's many reports that suggest the Secret Service morale is at an all-time low. According to the Best Places to Work in Federal Government report, the agency ranks 226th out of 300 agencies. There are routine requests for uniformed division officers to work on their days off, Secret Service, and the Secret Service's failure to pay proper overtime. This is particularly troubling in the context of what we've been discussing, because when you have low morale at what was once one of the most respected agencies in the world, it seems to be indicative of a climate and an environment not conducive to excellence, and in some respects not conducive to integrity. How do you respond to that?
Well, you're exactly right. When I went to this roll call the other night, the first question when I asked, what are the issues here, what do you need, and why are we having these issues? And the staffing was the first thing they said. They said, we can't get a day off. To get a day off in uniform division, very often you have to put in a leave slip to sick leave, and you may have a very important function within your family. Now, we all grow up with that. You know, you miss your anniversaries and birthdays and all that growing up, but it's more exacerbated now, especially within the uniform division. They're routinely held over for additional 4 hours, or their days off are canceled, and that's one of the most important things we got.
Let's talk about the excessive overtime, and this was brought up in a previous hearing, and the lack of training. I think they said that uniformed officers were getting 25 minutes training, and that the protection detail previously had been spending 25% of their own duty time in training. It's now down to 2%. Does that not indicate that you've got a staffing problem? And not only that, in the context of what's happened, the quality of the people that you're recruiting, I frankly don't understand why you're advertising for Secret Service agents on bumper stickers instead of going to college campuses and recruiting the best and brightest that you can find.
Well, first of all, we've corrected that. We've asked for funding to go out to these universities, to the military bases, and do a better job of recruiting. I will say we get still last I heard 40,000 people applied for a special agent position. So we're getting a lot of people, but trying to get the right people, it takes us a while to get to them.
All right. In that regard, though, Deputy Assistant Director James Heminsky sent an email to all the Secret Service field offices saying that because of an upcoming class the Secret Service was trying to fill in March, all background investigations had to be completed within 3 days. I, in a previous position, had a national security clearance, and I can promise you that they did not do the background check in 3 days. Are you familiar with this email?
I'm not familiar with that particular email. I know typically they're given 14 days, and I think there was some talk to bring it back to 10 days to speed up that background check. But they still go through the polygraph examination. They still go through several other steps.
10 days, though, even 10 days, you know.
Yeah, right.
When you're responsible for safeguarding the president and his family and other members of the executive branch, does it make sense to have, in this case, a 3-day background check?
No, let me just say this, that there are specific requirements in that background check, so they have to be met. We don't lessen the requirements. And again, it's about a 7-month or 8-month process to ensure that we get right people, good people. They're fully vetted, and that's one of the reasons why it takes a while to get our staffing levels up.
You've had some foreign nationals.
And a CS clearance, yes.
You've had some foreign nationals apply, and in one case you had a Chinese-born foreign national who apparently had her review expedited in the Washington field office, despite the fact that it wasn't confirmed whether or not she had renounced her Chinese citizenship. What is the Secret Service's policy for someone who applies, a foreign national who applies who has dual citizenship?
Yeah, I don't have that answer. What's that? You have to, being advised, you have to renounce your citizenship. Renounce your citizenship. Mandatory.
I realize that this country is a melting pot, but does it make sense that we're recruiting foreign nationals to serve in the Secret Service?
Yeah. Yes, she has to be a U.S. citizen. That's to be employed by the federal government.
I believe my time has expired. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank the